and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, welcome. Wait a minute. This isn't my shop. I'm filling in for somebody. We're doing the 10 questions for a modeler. And no, clearly I'm not Fred Henry, not near as handsome, and don't have that radio gold voice. But I do got some really good modelers here, and we are so looking forward to doing the 10 questions for you and pay homage to my good friend Fred Henry. So thank you for letting me do this, and let's just get started, guys. First off, I'm going to introduce myself. If you don't know, I'm Mike, the Scale Model Outlaw, and you can find me on the YouTubes and the Facebook under the same thing.
They probably don't know.
They don't know. They shouldn't know. Who knows me, right? So that's going to be our first question for our 10 modelers. Introduce yourself, and if you have any social media. Without me dropping the camera.
I'm the K-Dog. They always call me the K-Dog. Kenny Source. K-Dog Model Car Dog House on YouTube.
All right, gang. From here, guys, you're going to have to take it yourself because I can't see if the camera's looking at you.
Irvin Arter Rake. You can find me on YouTube.
And he's got stickers.
And I got stickers.
You got to show him.
Hold on.
I got
stickers.
We all know this guy. Mark, are you in there? I can't tell. Are you in there?
It's Mark. Hobbydude 007, YouTube.
I forgot his name.
Where you at, Matt?
Hey everybody, Matt Hickey with Matt's Models and More. I'm the youngin' of the group. All these veterans in here. I'm a little intimidated.
Oh,
Oh Lord.
Maybe this guy. Maybe be intimidated by this guy.
I was about to say intimidated.
He's going to break the tripod.
Right?
Am I the tallest one here?
I got to get down here at Mike's level.
Welcome to the basement.
Yeah. Kelly Coons, Model Car Archaeology on Facebook. Well, Kelly Coons on Facebook, Model Car Archaeology on YouTube.
Who's next?
What's going on,
Well,
YouTube
we
model
know-
community? This here's
Look
Pappy
at that.
with West Georgia Rods and
Customs.
West Georgia Rods and Customs.
Do a deeper voice.
Just hold it. It's a lot easier. Hey, I'm Matthew with Model Car Videos, mcvproducts.net. Go check us out. Appreciate you.
That might be
I'm Chris Probst from Probst Scale Customs on YouTube and as well as Facebook. And Matt, you're not the only youngin' in the group.
All right, Rocky, grab it, man.
All right, Rocky with Star City Scale Modeling.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right, we're going to try and change this up a little bit. I think it might be easier if we just hold it out there, arm's length, and look at it. We all know a little bit about these telephones and cameras,
As long as we don't have to push no buttons.
right? No button pushing. No, I'm not allowed to push buttons either. All right. So, question number 2: what genre do you build?
I thought we was to start with question number 1.
Question number 1 was, who are you?
Oh, who are you? Oh!
That was the easy one. Trying to get the ball rolling.
Now, what's the second one?
The second question is, what genre do you build in? Or what do you like to build, basically?
Model cars.
Motor cars?
Model cars.
Good answer. Good answer.
Model cars with wheels. That's about what I build. Street rods, street machines, drag cars, race cars,
That sort of thing.
model cars.
How you, Irv?
I mainly do cars, but I had a small career in tractors, but I built 2 and I'm done. So.
And you painted it the wrong color.
Yeah, painted the wrong color.
Hobby Dude, and I primarily do anything with big blocks and 4 wheels. Just love automobiles, whether it's racing, street rods, you name it. I love it.
Hey, Matt from Matt's Models and More. I'm a big fan of cars, of course, and more on the custom side. I do like lowriders, anything that's squatted, muscular, and anything custom. Anything? No Carolina squats. No Carolina squats. Squatting, low, muscular, but not the Carolina squat. Real squat.
Alrighty, Kelly, and I like pro touring and pickup trucks, and I am very comfortable in my comfort zone.
Hey guys, I'm Matthew. And I didn't bring any. I didn't bring any stickers. We forgot a few things, but yeah, stickers. At least I don't sell the stickers. Anyway.
And I like long walks in the park.
Yeah, I almost in the park. Yeah. And I like to build them old cars with the spoke wheels. Yeah, that's what I like. I like the old stuff. That I don't always build them, and I just built a Ferraris, which is like polar opposite of like an earlier automobile. But anyway, I guess anything, but I do gravitate to the old stuff. We got this down pat.
with me, if it's got wheels and a steering wheel, I'll build it. Pretty much NASCARs, Pro Touring, some factory stock stuff, even a motorcycle or two.
No tractors.
I just love my factory stock stuff, and also I like GT race cars and sports cars like Ferraris and stuff like that. So.
Awesome, guys. Well, me, again, echoing what most of these guys say, I'm a model car builder. I like anything with tires. I am dabbling a little bit more into the military stuff. On our Sunday channel, we're going to start a Sherman tank build in October, so we're really excited about that. So a little bit of everything and a tank on top of it. Okay, guys, so since we are at a show, how many shows do you attend a year, and why do you pick those particular shows?
All I can, but mostly on the East Coast. I used to do trade custom modelers and Carolina custom modelers. Mostly in the what I call it, Carolinas. I usually stay in the Carolinas, Atlanta. I just enjoy the people. The people is the best part about building model cars.
Amen.
Bottom line.
Amen. And you pick Carolina area because this is where you're from?
That's where I'm from, North Carolina.
Well, I'm mainly from the north, but I've
Thank
moved
you.
down south. I thought I'd be the only northerner down here. You got more northerners and got southerners down here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so I
Don't keep
stay.
moving.
I usually stay in the area down here now. But I do the. I've been trying to go to Atlanta every year, and I do NNL East every year. And I think this year I'm going to try to go up at Ohio, probably to the Buckeye. But usually stay in this area, depending on what's going on. So that's it.
I think this is the 7th show this year for me, and we still got Atlanta and Charlotte left this year. So that's more than I usually do, but did get to NNL East this year. Had a great time. Plan on going back next year too. But it's usually in the Southeast is the shows that I go to.
Hey everyone, I try to stay in about a 5-hour driving range, and that's from Columbia, South Carolina, dead center of the state. So I've got, Florida, I'll go to Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, and recently did the show in Tennessee, which was pretty fun. But usually anything that's within that range, I will gladly be there, but I'm about 6 to 10 shows a year usually.
Hey, and I try to stay about 2 hours from the house. Acme is a goal of mine. So, matter of fact, I was telling the wife last night to start searching Cartersville to see if there's anything she could do while she is waiting for me to get done with this. But I do 6 or 7 shows a year. But like I said, mostly about 2 hours from the house.
Have you never been to Acme?
Never been to Acme.
Are you kidding
I'm
me?
kidding
I'm so
you not.
disappointed in you.
I want my Acme. I want my Acme cherry popped.
Okay. I don't know how many shows I did this year. We vend at shows now, so I guess the aim is a little different, but still, when I can, I bring cars. Like today, I've got cars on the tables and things like that, and typically I do. But I don't know. I have no idea. But it's more than a 5-hour window that we travel. Roanoke takes about 9 hours. We did go to Texas. That was a 15-hour drive. Whew, man, I needed one of them round cushions to sit on in the car. Oh gosh. But anyway, yeah, I don't know how many shows, but as many as possible. I think they're fun.
My 2-hour window is just a little lackluster now.
That's ridiculous. Come on, guys.
Branch out
A little bit, man.
This is curfew.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think so far this year I've done maybe 6 or 7. I usually try to stay within the region. North Carolina, Tennessee. I go to the Acme show every year. Do a lot of them in South Carolina. But more or less one I can drive to that day and back. So
I probably do about 6 to 8 shows a year, mainly up and down the East Coast. And wherever IPMS Nationals is at, I will travel ever how far I got to go for that each year.
Yes. Same with me. I stay, you know, guys live in Central Florida, so I go to a lot of the Southeast shows, enjoy that. This one is currently the one that I'm farthest away from, which, by the way, we are coming to you from the Fall Con in Mooresville, North Carolina. That's the show up here. I want to throw that in. So, this was an 8-hour drive for me. I have a goal to go to NNL East up in New Jersey. I've heard that's an awesome show, so I'm interested in going up there and doing that one time. But the same way, let Southeast stuff and get to hang out with all these great guys. But that being said, what is your favorite part of the hobby, Ken?
Well, like I said, I'd mimic what I said a few minutes ago, the people. The people's always a blast. But as far as building goes, I enjoy painting. I enjoy painting on about as much as anything. That and bare metal foil is therapeutic for me. I don't know why, because everybody else hates it.
It can be therapeutic for me too.
Yeah. We call bare metal foil, that's foil jail at my house. There's many cars that sit in that jail for quite a while until I get around to doing them. I grew up in a body shop, so I do like painting. I paint with all kinds of mediums. I'm not afraid to paint anything. Other than spoons, I do not paint spoons. Maybe some forks and knives, but not spoons. So I'd say the painting and just having the creative idea in my head and seeing it in front of me, and then setting the wheels and stance. And to me, the wheels and stance and the color,
Look, you don't have to take it
and build a car around that.
You don't have to go overboard. You got a sticker?
I do have a sticker.
But yeah, do you have a sticker back there? For me, my favorite part of building the car is the engine detail. I love engines. Did you bring my engine, by the way?
You can't really tell. Speaking of engines.
Well, that's true. Can you tell? No, I love detailing engines, researching all that stuff. And as far as the contests go, my favorite thing is what we're doing right now. It's the people, the shopping. I've gone to many a show when I didn't have a car ready, and I'd go to the show anyway, just for the shopping and for what we're doing right now, the fellowship. So,
Simpsonville,
love you guys.
You came dressed for a funeral because you wanted to.
Well, that's true. I was preaching a funeral that day, so I had to leave early.
Well, Mark just nailed it. Love hanging out with other creators like us at this round table. But as far as the model building process, I really love scratch building. I rarely leave a car the way it comes. I don't do anything out of the box. I'm always changing something, modifying something. But that's my favorite part, is the creative side. And then this part that we're doing right now, the actual social media part. I love making videos. I love having ideas to make a video to share with everybody else in the hobby, and try to keep this thing going as long as we possibly can.
Hey, can I change my answer?
Do you like making stickers?
Yeah, I make stickers.
My favorite part is the creative process. Yeah, I build absolutely award-winning models in my head. If you could see what was here, and then translate that to what shows up on the table, you'd give me a trophy. So, and this right here, this is just absolutely, this is fantastic. I love the social aspect of it. I've talked to several, Mark, well, all these guys, well, most of these guys know that I have a friend that is very negative about this whole thing.
Next time, bro.
And we cannot get him to enjoy this. And this is the fun part of it. Whether or not I'm like Mark. If I showed up without anything on the table, I'd still be here today.
Did you give an invite?
I told Mark to.
Well, my favorite part is picking it out. and my second favorite part is gluing that last wheel onto it so I can say it's done.
You gotta pick it up.
Why are you talking about picking it out?
Yeah, well, no. Well, I mean, it's the first part. I think, that's not building, but picking it out.
One of the 10 of the same kids that you had.
Well, I mean, I won't pick one of those. I never build those. It's the one that I just got at a show. I'm going to build it. It's crazy.
I'm going to build the IMC 48 Ford or the Tester 48.
Oh, I know, for real. But yeah, I think just picking one out off the shelf and saying, this is the one I want to build. That's the most pleasurable part for me, to be honest, which is weird, but yeah. And I like building them too, but you know, starting and completing. That's my two things I like that I like the best.
To mimic what the rest of everybody else has said, the main part of it I enjoy is hanging out with guys like this, the camaraderie. Also, what I can learn from them, because a lot of these guys here at this table have been in it forever. And
You just felt this old.
yeah, I did. And as far as the building part of it, my favorite part's probably the paint, the prep work, because that's where your results are at, is your prep work. If you ain't got that right, it's not going to be a good paint job.
Well, I guess with me, it's going to be pretty much the same answer. It's the fellowship and sitting around chatting with all these guys at the shows, especially like at Acme, where most of the day on Friday, everybody's coming in and you just shoot the crap all day long, basically, you know. So, and as far as the building part, it's the final assembly. To me, it's when everything starts coming together and you can actually start seeing it become something. So that's my.
That's what me and Kenny were talking about that years ago. When you do your first mock-up, you kind of lose your momentum after that because you've seen it.
Yeah. Once you get the paint wheels on, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm going to echo the same thing. Definitely meeting new people, the fellowship. Some of these guys, you see them on the YouTubes, and then you get to meet them in person, and they're all. I've not met anybody in the hobby that I didn't like yet. I'm sure they didn't like me, but that's easy to do.
They just didn't tell you.
They just didn't tell me. Here he comes. Here he comes. And as far as the building goes, I've actually started doing a little bit of scratch building, and I really like the idea of being able to think about it in my head and make it happen on the car. I've got a long ways to go to be a scratch builder, but I like the idea of the scratch building stuff.
You're good at scratches.
I am good at scratches, very good at scratches. All right, so we talked about what we really liked in the hobby. The next question is, what is the one thing in the hobby that you don't like or that you wish you could change?
Got quiet. Got really quiet.
I guess if I was going to change anything in the hobby, I'd like to go back when it was really my teenage years when a model kit didn't cost but $1.50. That's what I'd like to go back to.
I built a lot of Palmers back in the day. Negative things, I think, man, I don't know about negative things. I mean, it's a shame that, you know, we in this hobby do a lot of this like in solitude. Like we don't have this friendships that, you know, you tend to build for years by yourself. So I think negative wise to me, it'd be that if you're not out and
Closet modeler.
Yeah, closet modeler. You can't enjoy this part of it's like a whole nother part of the hobby. So I would say the negative thing is that you're building in solitude. And now the internet has changed a lot of that, but you know, I think that's probably the most negative thing I would think of.
Yeah. For me, it's difficult to find anything negative because I've loved this. I've been building since '63, and yeah, back before the war. But no, I've been building so long. It's hard. Now there are people that irritate me a little bit that don't get it. That they don't. What do they do? You know. But overall, I enjoy every aspect of it. And what's not to like, because we've got 3D now, we've got new paints, some fantastic paints, airbrushes. There's all the kinds of stuff to love. There's almost not anything to hate.
You know, and a lot of new faces have come into it in the last 5
Yes,
years.
a lot. And since the YouTubes have started, sitting around this table, we've got a whole lot of other reasons to like it. So it's very difficult for me to even think of anything negative. And I'm sure if I had a little more time, I probably could come up with something negative. But overall, no. Hey, I love this hobby and I love the people.
Perfectly said, brother. I guess one would be negative connotation would be age. I mean, a lot of people think that this is an old hobby that only us old guys do it, but we're trying to change that. So I have a lot of times people will ask, why aren't we getting more youth involved? And something I think we're all trying to do. I know all of us here, I've had discussions with, you know, trying to motivate and get you know, whether it's grandkids or nephews or nieces or anything like that. Then the second thing would be taking it too seriously. I mean, some folks take this way too seriously. You can talk to somebody on the show and they'll say something silly, like me and Kelly were talking at the last event, and a guy literally said that if he didn't win something, he would be upset because of the amount of money he had invested in it. So I just, that kind of negativity is horrible. Just can't do it. I hope I didn't steal your.
No, I was just showing them who, no. Well, and to reiterate what Matt said, the taking it too seriously, because I have gotten a whole new appreciation for just gluing wheels up in there to get the stance, because I learned that from the Art of Ray.
Sorry.
You know, because it's all about the attitude of the car and the stance of the car. And I have actually been told, you know, that every model on that table out there was actually supposed to operate like a real car should. And I'm sorry, but you know, when I glued the block together on my 64, it was hollow inside, so it's not going to work. So yeah, just the actual negativity that people out there, they don't throw constructive criticism around. They just throw criticism because because they're miserable in what they're doing. You know, that's just my 2 cents worth. I don't like you know, tell me that, okay, you need to work on your paint and this is how you do it. You know, because I know I need to work on my paint.
You do. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but
I'm tired of this question.
Something about a barn brush or something?
Broom, straw broom.
Yeah,
House paint.
bucket of something and a pine top, my dad would say. Yeah. I was going to, they stole my thunder, but when Irv said he opened it up because the social media has kind of infiltrated, in a good way, our hobby. So I guess we can integrate that into our hobbies, the social media. And then Kelly really stole the thunder and said that it's the negativity. It's really ridiculous. I'm just going to go ahead and make everybody mad. Not here. I don't think they'd agree with me, but whoever you are, if you're negative, if you have anything bad to say about somebody who's actually trying to do something that's fun, you should be ashamed of yourself. And
Absolutely.
you should, if you have a YouTube channel, you should shut it off, because we don't need that. This is a fun hobby and we don't need it at all. So the negative part of this, I don't see anything really negative except what's come from social media, from people that think they're so much better than other people. Just let them have fun, and I'm done. I almost said something else. Sorry.
If there was anything that I could see as negative in it, is that there's not more youth doing it than what there is. You know, I try to promote as much as I can to kids, hey, try it. And one of the things that I get a lot when I tell people that I build is, I don't say you have the patience to do that. It don't take patience. It just takes planning. Being able to solve problems. Most people can do that if they just put their mind to it. But that's all I got.
I guess it's going to probably be the same thing like Matt and Kelly was talking about. That's what I had in mind, is just have fun with it, guys. You know, just enjoy what you're doing. You know, when you put something on the table, it's just putting it on the table to see what happens. You know, at the end of the day, it don't matter. We're going home and we've had a good day. You know, so that's like Matthew said, just none of the negativity stuff. It just takes the fun out of it for us. So.
speak for yourself, Rob.
For me, to sum it up in one word, it's gatekeeping. These guys that, you know, been doing it for 30 years and never had a problem, that's the only way to do it. I don't believe in that. Mr. Mark touched on a topic a couple of weeks ago, a month or so ago, about assemblers and modelers. And that one got under my skin too. I was going to make a video, but after watching Mark's, I knew there was no way I could top it, and top it the way he did it, because he did it with grace. So, you know, again, positivity breeds positivity. Be positive, get positive. And the hobby's just that, man. It's a hobby. Don't take it so seriously. Have fun with it. And, you know, try to help the guy that's maybe not on the same level as you. If that person can take some advice, give that advice. And if that person don't want your advice, just know that he's going to learn the hard way like we did. All right, so Mr. Batson touched on it a little while ago. Question number 7, accessories. Do you use them, and if so, what do you use, i.e. 3D printed, photo etch, etc.? Do you use accessories?
I use all kinds of accessories. 3D wheels.
Where do you get those 3D wheels?
I print Z-Force.
No, I was trying to push your place.
It don't matter. I try not to do too much on the internet with that stuff. I used to, but and Bandit Resins may be back here shortly. I've been thinking about it pretty hard. But anyway, resin, 3D parts, just whatever's out there. I'm always looking for some new idea or something. 3D printing is one of the best things to me that's come along. It's opened the door. It's opened the door wide open for imagination. Wide open. What if you can dream it? You can build it now.
And that's Pappy.
And who says that? Nope, I got it.
I use all the mediums, 3D, photo etch. I try to not always overpower one kit with a lot of it. I just complement what I'm building with some of it and I buy from all the 3D printers. Lately I've been building the 3D kits that have gotten me more into 3D building cars and stuff, or tractors. Apparently I build tractors.
But he paints them the wrong color.
Yeah, I paint them the wrong color. But, and that's Matthew's fault. He keeps printing out these tractors and stuff, so I blame him. But yeah, I try to just complement what I'm building with all the mediums, 3D, photo etch, decals. So I like to have a balance of things and not all just of one product.
I keep Detail Master and Model Car Garage in business. So I spend a lot of stuff with them. I use photo etch on about everything I build. 3D over the last 2 or 3 years, I don't know that there's a car I've built that doesn't have something 3D on it somewhere. And even in the paints, there's so many new lines of paints and some fantastic paints. And I'm trying them all. But anything that'll enhance the project I'm working on, I've even asked Matthew to custom make something, which he was gracious enough to do. K-Dog, Bandit Resins has done some great stuff over the years, and I've just had a blast with that. So anything that'll enhance, anything that'll give it that little extra, because you do kind of want them to be accurate, and even if it's something that you're just making up, hey, bring it to life.
Bring your models to life. At mcvproducts.net.
Hey. You know you haven't hit and play on this.
No, that's done.
Due to sponsorship obligations, I can only say MCV products. That's all I use.
Yeah, I don't use as much photo etch as Irvin does, but I try to use all, cause 3D tires and wheels. That's my thing. I mean, I'll buy more than I ever use. Open up the kit box and get those stock tires out of there, and keep on.
Yeah. I don't ever use any photo etch. Don't think I've ever used a piece of photo etch, or at least I tried one time and I failed, so I just stopped. But
They don't make one for 48 Fords.
Oh, I know. They probably do, though. That's the thing about it. But typically, if I use like 3D printed stuff, I get it from mcvproducts.net. And, I typically don't use a lot of my own 3D printed stuff. If I build, it's kind of a weird thing that I did put some on that Ferrari I just finished, the wheels, and I actually used a set of the brakes. But I typically build it. Other than 3D printed wheels, it's going to be kind of what it came with, but I do know a good source, in my opinion. I mean, come on.
And who is that?
That's mcvproducts.net.
With me, I use all the above. I don't use a lot of photo etch unless it would be on harnesses or something like that. I haven't got into using the emblems yet. But I've used products from mcvproducts.net and Bandit resins, both very excellent products.
Probably for me, up until a couple of years ago, I didn't really add much to any of my models, but in the last 2 years with all the 3D stuff and the resin and everything coming out, so I use all of that plus the photo etch now, probably 2/3 of my kits now, not all of them. Still like to do the occasional out of box, but try to add it most everything.
Very good, very good. Same here. Definitely the 3D products. Matthew, what I call the big three, which would be Joel from Iceman Collections, of course Matthew from MCV Products, and my friend Josh over at VCG VCG Resins by Reese. I love their stuff, all their stuff. Getting into the photo etch more and more and more. Really liking the photo etch stuff, and they make some really neat dashes and. I feel like it adds some really good accents to the model, but to get what, like Mark said, whatever it takes to enhance it and take it to the next level. All right, so we kind of touched on it in that last question, but question number 8 is compare the hobby where it is now to where it was when you originally started building models, period, whether it was cars,
The
airplanes.
hobby or our hobby?
The
hobby.
The hobby. The hobby.
Oh, the hobby is worldwide now. You got everything. You got all the internet. You got YouTube and Facebook, and you got more communication. When I'm gonna say back in the '80s, you had to do everything by paper. It was hard to get a real big crowd at a model show, because first model show I ever did, or I guess I'd say hosted, was in 1985. And we probably had 8 vendor tables and 50 models on the table. But that's the big difference. You got so much out there now, getting the news out and getting everybody coming. That's the biggest thing that's changed the hobby. All the new stuff coming into it and all the communications, the social media and everything has helped it a bunch.
Well, I'm so old.
Yeah.
When they first made models,
Stickers didn't
they
have glue on.
didn't have stickers. We, from my standpoint, from growing up in a small town, we had a hobby store, but you bought your models and you bought maybe 2 different brands of paint. They did have raw materials like styrene and stuff like that, but anything else, unless you had an Auto World catalog and ordered through Auto World, they had some more advanced things from there. But most of the stuff, like when we started threading ignition wires, we used thread, and I didn't even know people put wax on them. We just used thread, and like I said, model paint, bottle glue. That was about it until I got much older. Before we, the aftermarket part of modeling it's just like one-to-one cars. I mean, pretty much anything you can get for one-to-one cars, you can get for model cars now. So I think that's the biggest change. Was back when I was young, it was basic stuff, and you had to really create from raw materials what you wanted to accomplish or build.
Yeah. And I remember those days of the fuzzy spark plug wires, because we were using regular thread back then.
I didn't know they were
Today I get most of my tires, wheels, it's either 3D from mcvproducts.net or from other sources, or the kit occasionally. But back when I first started and had to carve them out of rock, which was a long way back. But no, things have changed just leaps and bounds. It's unreal, because you can go to a show like this where there's hundreds of cars on the table. And those early shows, like Kenny was saying, it was a good show if you had 50, 70, 100 cars. Wow, that was a big thing. And vendors were much more sparse. But now we get the word out there more, and the technologies have changed dramatically. And just so much more. It's just a giant leap. It's almost hard to imagine what the next 10 years, maybe the next year, will bring into this hobby. But it just keeps, like everything in life, it just keeps advancing. So we'll see what the next few years do to make it even better.
Absolutely, he pretty much nailed that. That's probably everybody is probably thinking the same thing. And my first model kit was like 1980, I want to say, so 1980, 81. And all I remember is me and my model. I didn't know anything about shows or anybody else doing them. And the little red Tester's glue tube, I think I may have huffed that more than actually used it for the actual model. So yeah, a lot has changed, and it's going to continue to change.
Don't steal my thunder again, please.
I'm just trying to figure out, what is this 3D stuff y'all are talking about?
We'll show you some wheels.
Get it over at
MCBproducts.net. My first model was April 1st, 1970. It was a Revell.
Date?
It was my birthday.
Oh, okay.
It was my birthday.
It was also April Fool's.
It was April Fool's Day. Exactly. Everybody says that. It was the Revell prior Mitsubishi Vega funny car. Now, who gives that to a 6-year-old kid? And my first contest was Leisure Time Hobbies in the Asheville Mall, and it wasn't like this. You dropped off your car, they put it in a case, and that's as close as you got to it. So I prefer this a whole lot better. I love how this is all advanced. So.
It's interesting. I don't have any memories much of doing it as a child.
Because that orange Tester's glue.
There's something. There is something that did it. But I do remember when I first started, I always painted my models. I was 8, 10 probably when I started, and stopped probably around 16. But I always painted them. My dad always showed me how to spray paint them and stuff like that. Spray paint them right on the box. Just ruin the box. Just paint it right on the. And if you were good enough, you would get too close and blow the body off of the box to cause the pressure. But one key thing that I do remember is you didn't have many tools, at least back in the late 80s, I suppose, when that was. I had the little Tester's X-Acto knife that was flat plastic, and you only had one blade, and you had to go to the store and buy another knife because that one Tester only had a blade on it. So I can remember that. But now I look at my shop and I've got tons of tools and paints and all this stuff. So it's changed even from when I was a kid, which wasn't that long ago, to be honest with you.
That's your light.
Yeah. So I've seen a evolution, but during my absence, I didn't keep up with it at all. So I didn't realize how much changes had happened and things that were available. Now, because of places like MCBproducts.net and things like that, it's changed dramatically.
That's right, because we even have stickers.
He's
now.
got a sticker.
Stickers.
It's got some kind of rake too. Check it out. Even the stickers.
They're crooked, yeah.
Yeah, who made them?
All right. They made them that way, so when you're building your model, you can set it up like.
I don't do anything.
With me, to mirror what Matt said, I had a long absence in it, and until 3.5, 4 years ago, I didn't even know model shows existed.
I didn't either.
So the amount of parts that are available now is like, from what was back when I was a kid, is like leaps and bounds. There's so much more that you could do with them now. That's what I got.
Well, considering it's about 52 years ago when I started building, I was 5 years old, started with snap tights, and you compare what was on the shelf when you go in the hobby shop back in to what is in the hobby shop now, or what you can get online more than anything. So like these guys said, it's just the technology, the stuff that's out, the socialization, the internet. It's leaps and bounds difference in that period of time.
Amen. I think I'm going to sum it up in one word for about what everybody said, and that would be availability. The availability of stuff that's out there now, whether it be a kit or aftermarket products. Availability is the biggest change, I think, in what we have.
Stuff available from.
Well, you can get it at mcvproducts.net.
But you know what? One thing that hasn't changed much that I've noticed is the kit itself.
Yeah. And that's.
I mean, they're still popping kits that they made in the 1960s, which is sad. I understand that, but the evolution of the model kit really hasn't changed. It's the extras.
The extras have changed, and
Your AMTs, your monograms, and those guys. In my opinion, the prices have changed. But I see, but you say that, but then you got guys like J.R. Salvinos that are coming out and redoing some old stuff, making new stuff, to me has usually kept up pretty good with the times.
I think my point is,
The model kits
It's
haven't
on-
changed much since the design
Right.
of the model kits hadn't changed much since
they still
until
come
the
on a
90s.
sprue. They still look.
Oh,
they
yeah,
carry
yeah.
that. That
The same.
hasn't really
What changed?
changed.
When the 66 Nova changed it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
Ain't that where the technology changed? Yeah.
All right,
Still,
so
like Kelly said, they're still hollow.
Yeah.
they're still hollow on the inside, yeah.
Unless you get one from mcvproducts.net.
They're hollow. And this is the one I've actually heard people ask before, but I think it's a great question. Your Mount Rushmore of builders. Now, for those of you that don't know, there's 4 people on Mount Rushmore, but we're going to say the Mount Rushmore of builders plus 1 if you have one. You don't have to have a 5th one, but it seems like everybody always has a honorable mention.
I know. Well, actually, I'd like to start.
How many?
because-
You want to go?
It's a total of 4, or you can do 5 if you have an honorable mention.
My goodness, this is gonna be the hardest one ever.
Augie.
Coach, you're gonna want to mention somebody at this table.
Augie. Augie's gonna be 1. Randy Dare.
Yes.
Ken Hamilton. Lyle Whitless.
That's good.
And Norm Verber.
Well, I started. My first club was the Maryland Automotive Monitors, so the Mama's Boys, and Larry Booth was always because he was in the club with us.
Yeah.
Lyle Willits, because he was in the club, and I was in the club with Norm. I've been to Norm's house, been to his basement. So those 3 were really influenced to me, and also Dave Rayleigh. I don't know if any of you remember him. He did a lot of weathering and stuff like that. Dave was actually the first one I met when I got back into modeling, and he was what I consider a true scratch builder. He would build stuff from nothing. I mean, he would start with hardly anything. So I always consider him more of a true scratch builder. And Bill Geary is a very excellent builder. Those are the guys that I kind of grew up around, and those are the guys that influenced everything I've done. I mean, a lot of the tricks of the trade that I learned from those guys. So I'm keeping mine kind of in my little perspective. I'm not really looking at it.
It's your Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, so those guys are really important to me. Did I already say Lyle? I said say Lyle, didn't I? Lyle Willits. I learned a lot from Lyle. I mean, just that club had so many high-end builders that are nationally known back in the day. That's the people who really influenced me.
Larry Booth told one time, he did a seminar. He told one time, he said, when he went in to build the 57 Thunderbird, or the 55, 56, 57 Thunderbird, whatever it was.
Yeah.
When he went in to build that car, he said his daughter was a teenager.
Yep.
When he come out, she was married and had kids.
Yeah. I did the trunk mat for that car.
Oh, the Mount Rushmore. For me, Gary Schmidt comes to mind first, because what got me back into the detailing end of it was Scale Auto Enthusiast magazine back when it first came out. And on the cover was another person I'm going to put on there, and that's Randy Durr. He was on the cover of that one, and the level of detail in that car inspired me so much to start doing more than just out of box, more than anything else. And to that end, the next 2, Augie Hiscano, who really brought the machined aluminum to the hobby in a detailed way. Augie did a great job with that, and so many of us got into it. I always enjoyed replicating parts of a car, but the creativity I learned from Ricky Couch, the late Ricky Couch. Ricky inspired me and kind of coached me. And okay, think about it. Let's do it this way. Whether it was plastic, whether it was Bondo, whether it was machined aluminum, Ricky really inspired you and pushed you to get at it. So that's my 4.
All right, I'm being serious when I say this, because of course I haven't been doing this as long as some of y'all here at the table, but my Mount Rushmore is actually everybody at this table, and that's not even being funny or being silly. It's because here's
mean, Marcus, obviously, but
Here's something that's funny, and it's not a joke.
he's trying to pay me.
No, seriously, by accident, this has actually happened. I started recording YouTube videos for modeling before I got, really serious into building. And what's funny is I've given almost everybody here at this table some form of an award from my channel, and it was purely by accident because I didn't know they built them. But I was so inspired by the builds. I think everybody here received something from me, whether it was a sticker for, just saying outstanding build, or even the tokens that I used to give. So yeah, it's no joke. These guys sitting right here are truly my inspiration.
Yeah, definitely. Mine goes back. I'm going to be like Irvin, more in my circle, and one of my biggest influences passed away several years ago. Was my buddy Ron Sherlin. Now, on level of builders, he was good. He wasn't one of the high-end builders, but he always inspired me. He would always, and you could show him any model car part. Ron, what's this from? And he could tell you exactly what kit it came from. Irvin Arter, and this is no joke, not because he's sitting here.
Was that 20 you gave me?
Yeah, when well, so you get higher reviews the more money you get. But when go back to Spotlight Hobby days, and the internet was fairly new. We had instant messaging and stuff like that. But Spotlight Hobbies is where I first encountered Irvin Arter, and everything he built inspired me. His style is just so close to what I like. Just
Tell me when you posted direct the first time.
That's going to cost me $50.
And a sticker.
And a sticker.
But yeah, it's and
You got 2 more?
I appreciate it.
well, Kenny Shores, because Kenny Shores, me and him, we spent so much time online chatting back and forth years ago.
That's why I didn't get no work done.
When Bandit Resins first started, your 65 Mustang 2+2 was one that I had bought, sent to you to repair, and you cast it. What's his name up in Frost?
Frost.
Yeah. Randy Frost. Yeah, you connected me with him to where the 54 Plymouth wagon that he does was one of mine. So it's and Mark Batson, because I have a hard time going back to, you haven't given me any money yet, but going back to the negative people that we talked about. I had a hard time convincing this one negative person that Mark Batson will show you how to do anything, and there's no holding back. This isn't like your knowledge of modeling isn't in a vault, and it's all these guys.
That's why we have YouTube channels we're sharing.
Everything is shared, and that's why these 3 of these guys and one posthumous mention. I really look up to these guys. So,
Well, it can be a very difficult task. Yeah. So I am going to echo what Kenny said about Ken Hamilton. I've seen his dioramas, and it's just, if my wife likes it and somebody made it and it's a model, I think that's just very impressive, and she just digs that kind of stuff. So Ken Hamilton is just so creative, and it's just amazing. Doug White, however, I've never met him. He's got the most soothing voice, and his YouTube channel, if nothing else, is just the most soothing listening to him talk. But then what he shows you and how he's done it for so many years and been such an influence on people. I don't know him yet, but I think I would put him up there. It is round. And I also have, I think Tim Kolankowicz is just the most creative model maker I've ever seen in my life. And because I know him personally and have seen his builds at my house, it's just to get down there and to see what he does.
And he's a knucklehead, too.
He is a knucklehead. He's so fun.
Yeah,
but
I can see that.
yes.
Yeah.
So Tim
Very
Custom,
similar
Tim Kalankowitz,
style, like on the edge.
it's awesome. His stuff is awesome. And then finally, I'm going to
You're
have
just
to.
saying that because you're riding in that Porsche.
Oh, I know, yeah. But I think Hobby Dude 007 is on the map. And it's not because he's sitting here or he hasn't paid me or anything like that. And it's not because he has the thing on his website for mcvproducts.net. It's because I see what he does.
Squeeze that in there.
Yeah, I see what he does. I can see the little 1/32 scale Earnhardt car with the hoses that have been disconnected from the engine and they're hanging and everything, the gravity looks right, and it's just amazing. And me and a friend of mine were standing talking about it earlier, and it's just amazing what some people can do. And we were saying, I'm just never going to be there. I don't even know if I have the desire to do that. But anyway, those are my 4, and I think they all deserve it.
With me, my 4, and to mirror Matt, Mark, I'm tremendously inspired by his stuff. The level of detail that he adds to his stuff's just second to none. Another one on my list would probably be Clay Kemp. Really inspired by Clay Kemp. That guy's on an island all by himself, pretty much. Jay Savarese is another one that I'm assuming I'm pronouncing his name right. When I started doing NASCAR builds, he's the one I look to. He does some really highly detailed NASCAR builds. A lot of these guys, that the other fellows here have mentioned, I don't know. But one, the last one on my list would probably be my buddy Davey Baker. He's the one that got me started back into the hobby, basically taught me what, got me started in how to paint, and that type of stuff. And what this guy, none of you guys know him, but what he can do without having to go and buy, spend a gob of money on detail parts. He'll find stuff around the house to emulate it. And some of his builds are just unreal. I've always said that if he would he don't show us stuff, but if he would, people just be amazed by the level of work he can do.
Well, I guess for my 4, the first one would be Clay Kemp. Again, everybody knows his work as far as race cars and that kind of stuff. Some of the stuff he can do, that ability is just unreal. My next 2 is probably 2 that I learned the most from me that helped improve my game the best. That was Rodney Jefferson. He actually just passed away recently, and Hunter Selby. Those 2, I've learned more from them 2 than, I don't know. Like I said, my stuff improved greatly just talking to those 2 and having them look at my stuff and tell me. And then my 4th one, I guess it's sort of what Matt said in a way. Just pick one of the content creators. Because I guess like all of us, I've watched probably every content creator out there, and I'm amazed at all of them. So I mean, my 4th one would just be, just pick one and drop it in for my 4th guy. Because I mean, they're all great. I've learned from all of them.
All right. Well, down to me. Well, I'm going to start with a man who's helped me a lot along the way. I've been to his house. He's helped me with my paint. As many of you guys know, I've struggled. He's last. But Mr. Tom White, old Tom, he's taken the time to help me with proper products. Show me, and gave that. We were talking earlier about helpful criticism. The first time I ever met Tom in person, I talked to him and I was like, Tom, could you come over and give me some tips? I know I need help with my paint. And he, without even batting an eye, he had already checked it out. And he's like, okay, this is what you need to do. Try this, try this, try this. So he's helped me tremendously with my, whoops, I'm getting out of the screen here, sorry. He's helped me tremendously with my paint, and he's also followed up with it, which I think is really a good thing, right? He's, as far as him being an instructor, a how-to guy, he's seeing my videos, and he's seeing the progress, and he's taking the time to give me a call back and say, hey, That worked good for you, didn't it? Now keep on going. You're doing a great job.
Just don't put the skateboard ramp in the back.
Just don't put a skateboard ramp in the back. You've been paying too much attention. Next up, we all talked about Mr. Mark. I mean, the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. These guys all talked about how great his builds are. I want to talk about the person, the man. The first time I ever met him, he's always been so positive and a great influence. And I always look forward to seeing him, chatting with him when I get the opportunity. So, Mr. Mark, thank you for being a pillar in this community. And I don't use that word lightly. Tim Kolinkowicz, how can you not get Tim in that mix for me? The creativity that comes out of off of his workbench, the stuff that he comes up with, to me, is outstanding. Love his stuff. Love Tim. He's a great guy. Bit of a knucklehead, but he's a great guy. Next up, and we couldn't do this show without bringing up Mr. Fred Henry. He was kind enough to let us steal his thunder and do this show here today. The 10 questions is definitely his baby, and he's allowed us to steal it. So I want to give Fred a big old thumbs up. There you go, Fred. And last but not least, my honorable mention, my dear, dear friend, Jason Hanscom from the Blue Ox Model Shop. Jason has helped me along with my videos, told me how to just, be yourself and have fun with it. And if you're having fun, the viewers are going to have fun as well. So that's my Mount Rushmore plus an honorable mention. Last but not least, question number 10. I see you guys looking at your phone. You're like, God dang, this guy's long-winded. Let's get on.
My wife said got a pee, so you don't
Oh boy. All right, so real quick, what would you like to bring and or be known for in the hobby? If tomorrow you God forbid, you get called home, what would you like for people to say about you in the hobby?
Summed up in one word.
Oh, it's probably got on this, but I've already done it. I've made friends. Put effort into the cottage industry in several different ways, and still do. So that's it.
I hope I'm remembered for
Stickers.
no, not stickers.
Well, you're gonna be.
I probably will be remembered for stickers. I hope that when people watch my videos, my how-tos and stuff, that they realize that just because you think you can't do it, you can. And sometimes the simplest little hints are easy to do and they're not overcomplicated. So I try to keep my stuff simple so people can understand it and use those tips. And I hope I'm remembered by that, not by the quality of my build or nothing like that, but I hope that people find my how-tos and hints useful for them to improve any level of building, not just higher ends, but just to help everybody.
If anyone remembers me, I hope they remember that I love the hobby and I love the people. If you watch my channel, you know I'm a Christian, and John 13:34 says, "Love one another as I have loved you," and by that all men will know that you're my children if you love one another. And that's one thing I want to be known for is he was a Christian and a modeler, and he loved the hobby and he loved each of the people that were part of it. No matter where they may stand, I love you.
Amen, brother. I second that. And I just hope that I'm remembered for bringing the hobby to full attention as much as possible, especially the youth. That's what I want my channel to do. I want it to be fun, silly, think outside the box, and hopefully bring that to the masses as much as I possibly can and show off the work and what's available out there.
I know exactly what my wife is going to say when I'm gone. Is how the hell did he get so many model kits, and how did he get them into this house without me noticing them?
What sense dumpster do I have? Call me dumpster.
So no, I reiterate what Mark says. I try my best to be kind to everybody. I don't, and there again, I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but I tolerate the better person on a daily basis, hoping that something will rub off eventually. Just trying to bring my positivity to him but and also, I will definitely be serving as a bad example. So don't paint your cars with a straw broom and house paint.
Yeah.
Or a pine top either.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that what I'm remembered for is just being entertaining, because I actually learned everything that I know from pretty much everybody that's here. So, I mean, I can't really say that I hope you learned something from me, but I just hope that you remember. I'm dealing more with my YouTube channel because that's how people know me and how they know me through the hobby. But I hope that I was entertaining, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk, because that's about what I do most of the time on my videos. But hopefully you won't have to not remember me, because hopefully I'll outlive you. But anyway, all right, anyway.
The one thing you're going to be remembered for is
MCD products on that.
how brilliant you was at naming your YouTube channel.
It's a fluke.
For me, above anything else, if I had to be remembered for one thing, is that I was a good friend. I always try to be positive to people, as helpful as I can possibly be. Somebody needs something, I have the means, I'll help them. That's outside of model car building. I mean, that's just what I would like to be remembered for my whole life.
I guess, like I said, I just like to be remembered that, I was kind, nice to everybody, took your time to talk to you. I know all of us probably the same way. We've got people come up to us and say, hey, I like your videos. And no matter what I'm doing, I try to stop, thank them for watching, have a brief conversation with them, and just thank them for, like I say, everything and the time to do it, and stopping me and talk to me for a little bit. And I hope it, I never seem rushed to them. I just, like I said, just took the time to talk to them. So.
Well, same way here. If I would be known for anything in one word, I hope it's positivity. I hope that everybody says, he was a lot of fun and he brought a lot of smiles and brought positivity to the hobby. And it's to echo what Matthew was saying, as far as most people, see me through the YouTube channel. I would like to hope that people can see, all right, well, he wasn't, Mark Batson, a Kelly Coons, all these great builders out there, but we can see his progress, right? If you look at the video that for the Volkswagen and you look at the videos for the Dart, you can see the improvement and that I've learned from everybody in this community. But well, that's it for today, guys. We definitely want to give another shout out to Fred. Thank you for allowing us to use your format. I want to thank you, everybody here, guys. I appreciate you. I know I had you hold down for a while. Looks like we got some P-break guys that got to go relieve. So we're going to sign out. Y'all be good at it. Be kind to others and keep on modeling.